Human history spans more than 4,000 years, a journey filled with trials, wars, love, and progress. Every era left us with lessons that still guide us today. In this first episode, we will explore the ancient civilizations and the timeless wisdom they gave to humanity. Our first lesson begins with Mesopotamia, the cradle of civilization. Imagine a world without writing, a world where knowledge is a secret whispered from one generation to the next. That was the world before Mesopotamia. Then suddenly, around 3200 BC, everything changed. In the fertile lands between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, the Sumerians invented the first writing system. Clay tablets became the keepers of knowledge, recording stories, laws, and even the very first epic poems. They showed us that knowledge is the foundation of power. Even today, the nations that value learning and knowledge are the ones who lead the world. But our journey doesn't end here. As we move further in time, we encounter new wonders. Around 3100 BC in Egypt, the building of the pyramids reached its peak. These colossal structures were not just tombs for pharaohs but symbols of human achievement. The precision, planning, and sheer scale of these pyramids continue to amaze us. Egypt, the land of pharaohs and pyramids, teaches us the strength of planning and organization. Thousands of people worked together to build wonders that still stand today. The lesson: true greatness is achieved through teamwork and structured effort. Moving on, we arrive in Greece around 800 BC. The landscape shifts from the sandy shores of Mesopotamia to the rugged mountains of Greece. This change in environment shaped the Greek way of life, fostering independence and creativity. It was during this time that the Greeks gave the world some of its most influential thinkers: Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle. They didn't have all the answers, but they taught us how to ask the right questions. They challenged people to think critically, to question long-held beliefs, and to seek wisdom. Their ideas formed the bedrock of philosophy, laying the foundation for modern science, democracy, and critical thought. The Greeks remind us that progress often begins with a single question: what if? Finally, we find ourselves in Rome, the capital of the Roman Empire. This sprawling city was once a small village, but it grew into a vast empire that stretched from Britain to Egypt. The Romans excelled in engineering, building roads, aqueducts, and public buildings that stood the test of time. They understood the importance of discipline, law, and effective leadership. For centuries, the Roman Empire thrived, becoming a powerhouse of the ancient world. But no empire lasts forever. The Roman Empire fell due to internal strife, economic decline, and external pressures. It's a cautionary tale that teaches us even the strongest empires built on greed and corruption will eventually crumble. As we reflect on the journey through Mesopotamia, Egypt, Greece, and Rome, we realize that history is not just about dates and events. It's a living tapestry that connects us to those who came before. Each civilization had its own unique challenges and triumphs, but their collective story offers timeless lessons for humanity. Let's start with Mesopotamia, the land between rivers. There, in the heart of the Fertile Crescent, human civilization took its first steps. Along the banks of the Tigris and Euphrates, the Sumerians laid the foundation for writing, enabling them to record their history, trade, and religious beliefs. This innovation sparked the spread of knowledge, which in turn led to advancements in agriculture and urban development. Through irrigation systems, they harnessed the power of the rivers, transforming the landscape and ensuring bountiful harvests. In a world where water is often scarce, their ability to control the flow of these rivers gave them a significant advantage. Just as they did thousands of years ago, we too must understand the importance of harnessing natural resources for our survival and advancement. Moving on, we venture to Egypt, where the River Nile played an equally pivotal role. The annual floods of the Nile deposited rich silt onto the fertile banks, creating conditions ideal for farming. This predictability allowed the Egyptians to plan their crops meticulously, leading to a stable food supply and population growth. Along the river's course, they built grand cities and monuments, most notably the pyramids, which remain as enduring symbols of their ingenuity and organizational skills. Along the Nile, communities thrived, giving rise to one of the earliest civilizations in the world. The Egyptians shared their knowledge of mathematics, astronomy, and medicine, contributing significantly to human advancement. As we marvel at their achievements, let us remember the vital role that rivers have played in shaping civilizations. The rhythms of nature can be both challenging and rewarding, teaching us the importance of adaptation, innovation, and respect for the environment. Our journey then takes us to Greece, where the rugged terrain shaped the character of its people. The numerous islands and mountain ranges fostered a culture of independence and seafaring. This environment encouraged exploration and trade, forging connections with other civilizations across the Mediterranean. On the Athenian coast, the mighty navy thrived, enabling them to dominate the seas and establish extensive trading networks. The Greeks ventured far and wide, carrying not just goods but also ideas and cultural influences that enriched their own society and that of their trading partners. As we explore the Greek civilization, let us be inspired by their spirit of adventure and the transformative power of trade. The Greeks understood the value of exploration, venturing beyond the familiar shores to connect with distant lands and cultures. Their legacy reminds us that embracing the unknown can lead to personal growth, new discoveries, and a deeper understanding of the world. Finally, we arrive in Rome, where the Tiber River flowed majestically through the heart of the city. Rome's strategic location along this river made it a hub for trade and transportation, contributing to its rise as a republic and later an empire. The Romans built roads and aqueducts that extended throughout their vast domain, connecting distant provinces and ensuring the flow of goods and resources. On these roads, merchants and travelers alike could traverse great distances, facilitating the exchange of ideas, culture, and commerce. As we explore the Roman Empire, let us appreciate the significance of infrastructure in shaping societies. The Romans recognized the importance of connectivity, building roads and aqueducts that facilitated trade, communication, and the movement of people across their vast empire. Their innovations in infrastructure not only supported the growth of their empire, but also contributed to the advancement of engineering and urban planning. In studying history, we don't just learn about the past, we gain insights into the present and equip ourselves for the future. The ancient world, with all its complexities and achievements, offers us timeless lessons that transcend cultures and eras. The civilizations of Mesopotamia, Egypt, Greece, and Rome left an indelible mark on human history, shaping the course of our development and leaving behind legacies that continue to influence us today. Each civilization had its own unique set of values and contributions. The Mesopotamians pioneered the concept of zero, laying the groundwork for modern mathematics. The Egyptians developed a solar calendar, remarkably accurate for its time, which influenced the calendars used even in modern times. The Greeks elevated poetry to an art form, with epics like the Iliad and Odyssey still celebrated for their literary brilliance. And the Romans introduced the concept of citizenship, granting certain rights and privileges to its citizens, laying the foundation for democratic ideals. But it's not just their achievements that captivate us. It's also the stories of ordinary people who lived, loved, and lost in these ancient times. The tales of courage, resilience, and innovation serve as reminders of the strength and adaptability of the human spirit. Despite facing challenges such as natural disasters, societal upheaval, and conflicts, these civilizations demonstrated remarkable resilience. The Egyptians, for example, endured numerous changes in leadership, yet their core cultural traditions persisted. The Greeks, known for their love of the arts and philosophy, found ways to nurture creativity even in times of war. And the Romans, with their emphasis on law and order, worked to rebuild and strengthen their society after periods of instability. Moreover, each civilization had its own distinct approach to governance. The Mesopotamian empires, often characterized by divine kingship, combined religious and political authority. The Egyptian pharaohs were seen as divine rulers, while the Mayans had complex systems of rule involving hereditary chiefs and councils. The Greeks experimented with different forms of government, from monarchies to oligarchies to democracies, with Athens emerging as a pioneer of democratic principles. The Romans, known for their republicanism, established a representative government where elected officials made decisions on behalf of the citizens. The ancient civilizations of Mesopotamia, Egypt, Greece, and Rome left an enduring legacy on human history. Their achievements in mathematics, art, architecture, literature, and governance continue to inspire and influence us today. Moreover, their stories teach us about resilience, adaptation, and the pursuit of knowledge and wisdom in the face of adversity. As we delve deeper into history, let us continue to explore the lives, values, and contributions of these remarkable civilizations and the profound impact they have had on shaping our world. And now it's time for the next chapter in our journey through history. Tune in next time for episode 2, where we will continue to explore the timeless wisdom left behind by ancient civilizations. Don't forget to join us on this incredible adventure through time and discover the secrets of our shared human heritage. Until then, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep discovering the wonders of our amazing world. Thanks for joining us on this journey through 4,000 years of history. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to stay tuned for more. Subscribe to our channel and join us in exploring the captivating narratives that have shaped our world. We've barely scratched the surface of this incredible timeline, so get ready for more adventures. Thanks for watching. In our last episode, we explored the lessons from Mesopotamia, Egypt, Greece, and Rome. But the story of human civilization stretches far beyond this second episode. We travel east to China, India, and later to the Islamic Golden Age, to uncover the wisdom that shaped the world for centuries. From China came the teachings of Confucius and Lao Tzu. They taught that harmony in society begins with discipline in the individual. Respect, family, values, and just leadership were at the heart of their civilization. China shows us that balance between people, nature, and authority is the key to stability and progress. In India, great texts like the Vedas, Upanishads, and the teachings of Buddha emerged. These civilizations taught that true strength comes not only from power, but from wisdom, meditation, and self-control. Mathematics, astronomy, and medicine flourished here, showing us that inner knowledge and outer progress can grow hand in hand. Between the 8th and 13th centuries, the Islamic world became the center of learning. Scholars in Baghdad, Cordoba, and Damascus preserved ancient knowledge and created new discoveries in mathematics, medicine, astronomy, and philosophy. They remind us that civilizations rise when they seek knowledge for all humanity, not just for themselves. The cradle of humanity was in Africa, but our species didn't stay there, for reasons both noble and ignoble. Humans spread out across the planet, each group seeding its own culture and identity into the vast tapestry of our species. Now, most historians will tell you that after the collapse of the Western Roman Empire, Europe fell into a so-called Dark Ages. Meanwhile, the birthplaces of many of the world's largest religions and philosophies were blossoming in Asia. Now let's explore these parts unknown. You may have heard the phrase, "May you live in interesting times." This curse is often attributed to Chinese philosophers, though no one knows for sure who said it first. Interestingly, if you look at the word interesting itself, it's derived from the Latin word inter, meaning between, and esse, meaning to be. So interestingly, means to be between states or conditions. A lot of things are interesting in this way. Look at your phone right now. What makes it interesting is that it's in a state of flux. It's between being turned off, which is boring, and turned on, which is engaging. Our brains love this space in between because it creates an environment of anticipation, of suspense, of surprise. And this is what keeps us holding onto that device for hours on end. But interesting times aren't always fun. Between the 4th century BC and the 2nd century AD, China was ruled by various kingdoms, some stronger than others. By 200 BC, a new power had risen. This empire would be remembered as the Han Dynasty. Its capital was Chang'an, now known as Xi'an. At its peak, Chang'an was the world's largest city. Historian Sima Qian described it as a place where riches and honor could be gained without limit, and where people from hundreds of nations gathered together in peace. But peace and progress can be fragile, especially when you're sandwiched between two hostile regions, like the Xiongnu to the north and the Zhongnu to the south. There were two ways the Chinese kings could respond to these threats. One was brute force, the other was diplomacy. We know which one the neighbors preferred. So to maintain peace and security, the Chinese emperors sought out someone special, someone who could excel in both warfare and statecraft, someone who could control the forces of disorder and usher in an age of harmony. Enter the philosopher-strategist Sun Wu. He was summoned by the Lord of Wu to turn the militarily weak state of Wu into a regional powerhouse. Wu accepted, and over 18 years, he trained and disciplined the troops, studied his enemies, and carefully forged alliances. Sun Wu succeeded in making Wu one of the most formidable states in China, and he did so with minimal warfare. After completing this task, he was asked to write down everything he had learned. That work, The Art of War, is still studied by military academies around the world. But Sun Wu was not a mere military genius. He understood that a truly harmonious society depends on many factors, including a strong economy, smart infrastructure, sound logistics, fiscal responsibility, social cohesion, and good governance. We see a similar principle at play in the life of Confucius. Born in 551 BC during a time of political upheaval, Confucius dedicated his life to cultivating good character and instilling a sense of duty and morality in everyone he met. His disciples took these teachings to heart and eventually formed schools that attracted students from all over China. As the disciples spread out, they established communities of scholars who kept the traditions of Confucius alive and well into the future. Centuries later, the Chinese philosopher Lao Tzu built on the teachings of Confucius. Like Confucius, Lao Tzu valued harmony, but he took an entirely different approach to achieving it. While Confucius focused on societal order and structure, Lao Tzu emphasized living in accordance with the natural order of the universe. This concept is central to Taoism, the religion that Lao Tzu founded. Lao Tzu argued that the best way to achieve harmony was to follow the Tao, or the Way, which is a set of universal principles that govern the natural world. Living in accordance with these principles meant accepting the natural order of things, embracing simplicity, and living a life of balance and moderation. Like Confucianism, Taoism offers a lens through which we can examine how to deal with conflicts. If conflict is seen as a disruption of the natural order, then resolving it means restoring that order. This doesn't mean being passive. In fact, it means taking action. The way to restore order is to act in accordance with the Tao. So just as a river flows around an obstacle, rather than breaking itself against it, we should adapt to changing circumstances rather than resist them. In Taoist philosophy, conflict resolution isn't about winning or losing, but about finding a solution that allows all parties to coexist harmoniously. This idea is captured in the famous quote, "Be content with what you have, rejoice in the way things are." When you realize there is nothing lacking, the whole world belongs to you. Confucianism, Taoism, and the military strategies of Sun Wu offer us powerful lenses for understanding our world. They teach us that true strength lies in balance and harmony, that progress depends on education and self-knowledge, and that conflicts are best resolved through understanding and compromise. As we move on to our next stop on this global journey, keep these lessons close. They'll serve us well. Around the same time that Confucianism and Taoism were emerging in China, ancient India was coming into its own as well. Ancient India refers to the civilization that developed on the Indian subcontinent between the 3rd century B.C. and the 5th century A.D. During this period, India was home to several philosophical and religious traditions that profoundly impacted the course of human history. First, there were the Vedic texts. These texts, which include the Rigveda, Samaveda, Yajurveda, and Atharvaveda, are considered the oldest scriptures of Hinduism. They contain hymns, prayers, rituals, and philosophical insights that shaped the religious and cultural practices of Indian society. The Vedic period also saw the rise of the caste system, a social hierarchy that divided society into 4 main classes: Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras. The caste system had a profound impact on Indian society, and it persisted for centuries. As the Vedic period came to an end, a new philosophical school emerged. The Upanishads were a collection of texts that explored the nature of reality, the self, and the relationship between the individual and the universe. They introduced concepts such as karma, rebirth, and the idea of Brahman, the ultimate reality. Some of the most famous Upanishads include the Ishavasya Upanishad, the Kena Upanishad, and the Katha Upanishad. These teachings, however, were challenged by the arrival of a new teacher named Siddhartha Gautama, who would come to be known as the Buddha. Buddhist teachings, which are recorded in texts like the Dhammapada and the Vinaya Pitaka, offered a different path to enlightenment. Unlike the Vedic and Upanishadic traditions, Buddhism did not rely on rituals or sacrifices. Instead, it emphasized personal experience, meditation, and the importance of compassion and detachment. The 4 Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path laid out by the Buddha remain cornerstones of Buddhist philosophy. This period also saw significant advancements in science, mathematics, and astronomy. Indian scholars made important contributions to fields such as medicine, algebra, and trigonometry. They also developed the decimal system and the concept of zero, which had a major impact on the development of mathematics. Ancient India offers us a glimpse into a civilization that grappled with profound questions about existence, suffering, and the nature of reality. It reminds us that wisdom and spirituality are essential for navigating life's challenges, and that compassion and understanding are fundamental to the human experience. As we journey further along the Silk Road of human history, our next stop takes us to the Middle East. Here we encounter a civilization that not only preserved ancient knowledge, but also made groundbreaking discoveries in various fields of study. The Islamic Golden Age refers to a period in history from the 8th century to the 13th century when Muslim scholars made significant contributions to science, mathematics, philosophy, and art. This era, which occurred during the Abbasid Caliphate, witnessed a flourishing of intellectual activity that profoundly impacted the world. One of the most significant contributions of the Islamic Golden Age was the preservation of ancient Greek and Roman texts. When Muslim scholars came into contact with these texts, they translated them into Arabic, ensuring that this knowledge did not get lost. This act of translation played a crucial role in transmitting classical knowledge to the West during the Renaissance. In addition to preserving ancient knowledge, Muslim scholars made groundbreaking discoveries in various fields. In mathematics, they developed sophisticated methods for calculating areas and volumes, and they made significant progress in algebra and geometry. The works of mathematicians like Al-Khwarizmi, whose name gave us the word algorithm, revolutionized the way we approach mathematical problems. Astronomy also saw remarkable advancements during this period. Muslim astronomers made accurate observations of the stars and planets, and they developed sophisticated instruments like the astrolabe to help navigate the skies. Their work helped to refine our understanding of the solar system and the universe as a whole. Medicine was another field where Muslims excelled. The works of physicians like Ibn Sina, whose book The Canon of Medicine was a standard medical text in both the East and the West for centuries, advanced our understanding of diseases and treatments. Muslim scholars also made significant contributions to optics, chemistry, and physics. They explored topics such as the nature of light, the properties of matter, and the laws of motion, laying the foundation for future scientific discoveries. Philosophy also flourished during the Islamic Golden Age. Muslim philosophers grappled with profound questions about the nature of reality, the existence of God, and the purpose of human life. Thinkers like Al-Ghazali and Ibn Sina made significant contributions to theology and metaphysics, influencing both Muslim and Western thought. The Islamic Golden Age serves as a testament to the power of curiosity, scholarship, and the pursuit of knowledge. It reminds us that civilizations rise when they seek knowledge for all humanity, not just for themselves, and it encourages us to embrace the diversity of cultures and perspectives that make our world so rich. Our journey through the cradles of human civilization has taken us from the banks of the Tigris and Euphrates to the shores of the Mediterranean and the heartland of Asia. We've seen how each region grappled with universal human concerns: war and peace, faith and doubt, order and chaos, yet each offered unique solutions, a testament to the diversity of human thought and experience. As we continue our exploration of world history in Episode 3, we'll journey into medieval Europe, the Renaissance and beyond, to uncover how the modern world was born. Until then, remember the lessons we've learned from the cradle of humanity. Embrace change, seek knowledge, practice forgiveness, cultivate virtue, respect nature and value every individual. They are the threads that weave the rich tapestry of human history, and they hold the key to our collective progress. Human history spans more than 4,000 years. Episode 2, we discovered the wisdom of the East. From China's harmony to India's spiritual strength and the Islamic golden age of knowledge. In Episode 3, our journey continues into medieval Europe, the Renaissance and the Enlightenment, the eras that gave birth to modern science, art, and freedom. So let's dive into the past and see how these bygone eras hold the secrets to life's greatest mysteries. In this part, we'll be exploring 3 significant periods in history: the Middle Ages, the Renaissance, and the Enlightenment. Each of these periods played a crucial role in shaping the world we live in today. And by understanding their unique characteristics, we can gain a deeper appreciation for the complexities of human history. So let's begin with the first period, the Middle Ages. This era lasted from the 5th to the 15th century and is often referred to as the Dark Ages. However, I prefer to call it the Age of Resilience. During this time, Europe experienced a decline in population, infrastructure, and cultural achievements. But despite these challenges, the people of the Middle Ages displayed remarkable strength and determination. They built magnificent castles and cathedrals that still stand today, and they made significant contributions to fields such as theology, philosophy, and literature. The Middle Ages also saw the emergence of universities, which became centers of intellectual activity and the preservation of knowledge. Additionally, monks and scholars worked tirelessly to copy and preserve ancient texts, ensuring that valuable information was not lost. Despite the hardships they faced, the people of the Middle Ages demonstrated remarkable resilience, creativity, and dedication to preserving knowledge. Their achievements serve as an inspiration to us today and remind us that even in the darkest of times, the human spirit can endure and thrive. Now let's move on to the second period, the Renaissance. This era lasted from the 14th to the 17th century and marked a rebirth of art, science, and philosophy. The Renaissance witnessed an explosion of creativity with artists such as Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo producing some of the most iconic works of art in history. During this time, there was a renewed interest in classical antiquity, and scholars rediscovered the works of ancient Greek and Roman philosophers and scientists. This sparked a wave of innovation and discovery that had a profound impact on European culture and society. The Renaissance also saw the rise of humanism, a philosophical movement that emphasized the importance of human reason and individualism. Humanists believed that humans had the ability to shape their own destiny and make positive changes in the world. This belief in human potential led to significant advancements in various fields, including science, art, and politics. Overall, the Renaissance was a transformative period in history that laid the foundation for modern Western civilization. It was an era of great thinkers, artists, and innovators who pushed the boundaries of human creativity and achievement. The Renaissance reminds us of the incredible potential of the human mind and the power of curiosity and imagination. Finally, let's discuss the third period, the Enlightenment. This era took place during the 18th century and was a time of great intellectual and philosophical ferment. The Enlightenment was a movement that emphasized the use of reason and logic to challenge traditional beliefs and institutions. Philosophers such as Voltaire, Jean-Jacques Rousseau, and John Locke argued for freedom of thought, speech, and religion, as well as for the protection of individual rights. They believed that government should be based on the consent of the governed, and that citizens had the right to overthrow any ruler who infringed upon their rights. The ideas of the Enlightenment had a profound impact on the course of human history. They inspired the American and French revolutions and helped to pave the way for the modern era. The Enlightenment was a pivotal moment in the history of human thought, and its influence can still be seen today in the emphasis on reason, freedom, and individual rights. Now that we have covered the main periods of medieval Europe, the Renaissance and the Enlightenment, it is time to discuss what lessons we can apply to our lives today. The Middle Ages were a time of great challenges and hardships, but they were also a period of resilience and determination. The people of this era faced adversity with courage, and they persevered through difficult times to create a better future. We can learn from their example by staying strong in the face of adversity and never giving up on our goals. The Renaissance was an era of rebirth and renewal, and it marked a turning point in human history. It was a time when people began to question traditional beliefs and explore new ideas and possibilities. We can embrace the spirit of the Renaissance by being open to new ideas and by pursuing our passions with creativity and enthusiasm. The Enlightenment was a period of intellectual and philosophical awakening, and it had a profound impact on the course of human history. The ideas of the Enlightenment emphasized the importance of reason, freedom, and individual rights, and they continue to inspire us today. We can apply these lessons by embracing critical thinking, standing up for what we believe in, and working to create a better world for all. In conclusion, human history is filled with many fascinating periods and eras. By studying the past, we can gain a deeper understanding of the world we live in today and the forces that have shaped it. From the resilience of the people of the Middle Ages to the creativity of the Renaissance and the Enlightenment ideals of freedom and reason, each era has something unique to offer us. As we continue to explore history, we will undoubtedly discover even more lessons and insights that can help us navigate the challenges and opportunities of the modern world. So keep learning, keep asking questions, and never stop exploring the endless wonders of the past. That concludes our journey through medieval Europe, the Renaissance, and the Enlightenment. Each of these periods played a vital role in shaping the world we live in today, and by understanding their unique characteristics, we can gain a deeper appreciation for the complexities of human history. The Middle Ages may have been a time of hardship, but they also saw the rise of universities, the preservation of knowledge, and the construction of magnificent structures. The Renaissance was a rebirth of art, science, and philosophy, emphasizing human potential and achievement, and the Enlightenment brought about a revolution in thought, promoting freedom, equality, and the power of reason. These three periods together laid the foundation for modern science, art, democracy, and human rights. They remind us that even in the darkest of times, the human spirit can endure and thrive. The pursuit of knowledge and the questioning of traditional beliefs can lead to incredible discoveries and advancements, and the values of freedom and reason are essential to the progress of humanity. As we move forward in history, let us carry these lessons with us and strive to make the world a better place for all. Before we wrap up, please don't forget to stay tuned for more exciting historical adventures. Your support means the world to us and helps us bring history to life for curious learners like yourself. Also, if you enjoyed this video, feel free to drop a like and share your thoughts in the comments below. We love hearing from you, and your feedback inspires us to keep creating. Thank you for joining us on this epic journey through time. Until next time, keep exploring the past and igniting your passion for history. 4,000 Years of History, Episode 4, The Industrial Revolution and Modern Era. In Episode 3, we saw how Europe rose through the Renaissance and Enlightenment. In Episode 4, we step into a new world, the Industrial Revolution and the Modern Era, where machines, science, and revolutions changed human life forever. Will we use our incredible powers for good or evil? Let's find out. Hey there, welcome to this channel, where we explore the amazing stories that have shaped our world from the very beginning until today. And if you love history as much as we do, then make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any new episodes. Part 1. The Industrial Revolution, Power of Innovation. The year is 1712. You are Thomas Newcomen. After working as an ordinary man for most of your life, you have finally invented something that will change the world forever. The first steam engine. Imagine how excited you must feel knowing that you have created something so powerful that it can pump water out of mines much faster than any human could. But soon after your invention was revealed, another engineer improved upon your design, making it even more efficient. His name was Thomas Watt. Your first steam engine might not have been as groundbreaking as you had hoped, but its improvements would go on to power trains, factories, and ships, ushering in an era of innovation like the world had never seen before. Welcome to the Industrial Revolution. The 18th and 19th centuries were times of great inventions, transforming how goods were made and how people lived and worked. The Industrial Revolution started in Great Britain and then spread across Europe and North America. It began with innovations in textile production, which led to inventions such as the spinning jenny and the power loom. Soon after, steam power allowed factories to grow larger and produce even more goods. This increased production and efficiency, which lowered prices and made more goods available to people around the world. And although the Industrial Revolution brought many benefits, it also caused some negative effects. Working conditions were often dangerous, wages were low, and factories and mines were crowded places, especially for children. As cities grew, they faced problems such as pollution, poverty, and crime. During this time, the gap between the rich and poor became very wide. However, despite these challenges, the Industrial Revolution had a profound impact on the course of human history. It led to mass production, technological advancements, and significant changes in work and living conditions. The lesson: innovation has the power to reshape society. We should embrace progress while being aware of the challenges and strive to use technology responsibly and ethically. Part 2. Revolutions and Freedom. The year is 1776. You are Thomas Paine, an English writer who has moved to America. You are about to publish a pamphlet that will inspire thousands of American colonists to fight for their freedom. Common Sense calls for independence from British rule and argues that a monarchy is no longer needed in modern times. Your words ignite the passion for freedom in the hearts of the colonists, and the United States has declared an independent nation. Just over a decade later, revolution stirs again, this time in France. Tired of high taxes, inequality, and the absolute rule of King Louis XVI, the French citizens stormed the Bastille, a symbol of the king's oppressive regime. Inspired by the ideals of liberty, equality, and fraternity, The French Revolution completely changes the political landscape of France and Europe. During the Industrial Revolution, ideas of individual liberty and political reform took root, leading to significant social and political upheaval across Europe and the Americas. The American and French revolutions were pivotal moments in history, marking the transition from absolute monarchies to representative democracies. They inspired other movements for independence and reform and established principles of individual rights, popular sovereignty, and the separation of powers. Revolutions continued throughout the 19th century with movements for independence in Latin America, as well as reforms in Europe aimed at addressing the growing gap between the rich and poor. These revolutions highlight the power of collective action and the importance of safeguarding democratic institutions. The lesson: people's voices, when united, can rewrite history. Part 3. Science and Technology, A New World. The year is 1879. You are Thomas Edison, one of the most prolific inventors of your time, and now you are about to change the world once again by inventing the first practical incandescent light bulb. Your invention illuminates the darkness, allowing people to work and play for longer hours. Before this discovery, life revolved around the sun's natural light, with most activities taking place during daylight hours. But with electric lights, the possibilities seem endless. Soon after, your friend Nikola Tesla develops alternating current, which makes it possible to transmit electricity over long distances. Together, you and your colleagues are ushering in a new era of scientific advancement and innovation that will transform the way people live and work. The modern era witnessed remarkable scientific and technological advancements that profoundly impacted human life and reshaped the world. The Industrial Revolution laid the foundation for major innovations such as the steam engine, railroads, automobiles, and airplanes. Later, discoveries like penicillin revolutionized healthcare. Computers and the internet connected people like never before. Space exploration enabled humanity to venture beyond our planet and explore the cosmos. These advancements transformed industries, facilitated communication and travel, and expanded our understanding of the universe. The relentless pursuit of knowledge and the spirit of exploration continue to drive progress and shape our world today. The lesson: curiosity and science can unlock unlimited progress. We must guide progress with ethics and human values. Part 4. The Modern World, Challenges and Hope. As the 20th century dawned, the world was full of hope and optimism. The industrial powers of Europe and America were dominant and global trade was booming. But within a few years, that all changed. On June 28, 1914, Archduke Franz Ferdinand, heir to the Austro-Hungarian Empire, was assassinated by a Serbian nationalist in Sarajevo. This event triggered a chain reaction that led to the outbreak of World War I, a conflict of unprecedented scale and brutality. It would leave millions dead and empires shattered. But as one war ended, another began. In September 1939, Germany invaded Poland, marking the start of World War II. This global conflict involved most of the world's nations, including all of the great powers, which were divided into two opposing alliances. World War II was the deadliest conflict in human history, causing an estimated 70 to 85 million fatalities. By the end of the war, the world was forever changed. The United Nations was founded with the goal of preventing future wars. Human rights and international law were emphasized, and the Cold War between the United States and the Soviet Union dominated the latter half of the century. Despite the challenges of war and economic uncertainty, the 20th century also witnessed remarkable achievements in science, technology, and exploration. The development of vaccines and antibiotics saved countless lives. Space travel and the internet revolutionized communication. The first human landed on the moon in 1969, symbolizing humanity's boundless curiosity and spirit of exploration. Despite ongoing conflicts and tensions, the latter part of the 20th century saw progress in areas such as environmental protection, human rights, and global cooperation. The lesson: humanity must learn to balance power with peace and technology with compassion. And so we come to the end of Part 4. The Industrial Revolution and the Modern Era. From the groundbreaking inventions of the Industrial Revolution to the challenges and triumphs of the modern age, we've seen how innovation, revolutions, and scientific discoveries have shaped our world. Now we must reflect on the lessons of history and apply them to our future. Join us next time in Episode 5, as we explore the greatest lessons from 4,000 years of history and uncover what they reveal about our future. Until then, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep inspiring others. Remember, the choices we make today will shape the world of tomorrow. Thank you for watching. See you soon. Have you ever looked up at the stars and wondered if there's more out there? Like we said in the first episode, the journey began here, in the cradle of civilization. For 4 episodes, we traveled through 4,000 years of history, from Mesopotamia to the modern age. In this final episode, we look back at the greatest lessons humanity has left for us and how we can use them to build a better future. We've seen how civilizations rose and fell, leaving behind legacies that shaped our world. Now it's time to ask ourselves, what do we want our legacy to be? What lessons have we learned about ourselves and our place in the universe? This is the last stop on our journey through time. And here, in the station of the future, we await our final transmission. We'll start with the first lesson from the first episode. Knowledge is power. When humanity invented writing in Mesopotamia around 3200 BC, they were changing the world forever. No longer would knowledge be held by priests or kings. With the written word, anyone could learn anything. As empires like Persia, Greece, and Rome grew, so did their knowledge. The Islamic Golden Age was a time of great scientific discovery and cultural achievement, and during the Renaissance, scientists like Copernicus and Galileo made groundbreaking discoveries about the universe. The Industrial Revolution was driven by new technologies and innovations, and today, we live in the information age where knowledge and innovation are key to success. Every civilization that valued learning rose, and those that ignored it fell. The future belongs to those who keep learning. Our second lesson comes from ancient Egypt, the birthplace of organized religion. Around 3000 BC, the Egyptians developed a belief system that centered around the pharaoh as a god-king. This led to the construction of massive pyramids and temples, as well as a complex system of beliefs and rituals. As we saw, these ideas had a profound impact on the people of ancient Egypt and continue to fascinate us today. But what does it mean for us? Well, perhaps it's a reminder that spirituality and faith can be a source of strength and community. At its best, religion inspires people to come together, to build great things and to strive for a better world. The third lesson is a tough one. We learned it when Alexander the Great conquered the Persian Empire. And the diversity of cultures did stop him from burning down. Persepolis, diversity isn't weakness. Look at the Silk Road, it connected East and West, bringing different cultures together and creating new ideas. Or the Renaissance in Florence. It was a mix of old and new, Italian and Greek ideas coming together. And let's not forget America. People from all over the world came here to build something new. Diversity makes us stronger. It gives us different ways of thinking and lets us solve problems in new ways. It's a source of creativity and innovation. When we work together despite our differences, we can accomplish amazing things. Lesson number 4 comes from ancient Greece. The city-state of Athens developed a new form of government, democracy. This new system gave citizens a voice in government and allowed them to participate in decision-making. We know how important democracy is because we see it every day. But it wasn't easy. Athens had many challenges, including wars and economic crises. Yet democracy survived and inspired other civilizations throughout history. Ancient Greece also gave us philosophy, which changed the way we think about the world. Greek philosophers like Plato and Aristotle explored ideas about justice, the good life, and the nature of reality. Their ideas still influence how we think today. They inspire us to question everything, to search for deeper meaning, and to strive for excellence. In the next episode, we'll talk about Rome and its achievements, but we won't ignore the fact that it fell apart because of corruption and inequality. The Roman Empire collapsed because the gap between rich and poor got too big. So remember, even the most powerful empires can fall when they forget about justice and equality. During the Middle Ages in Europe, society was divided into 3 groups: the clergy, the nobility, and the peasantry. The clergy or religious leaders held a lot of power and wealth, while the nobility or ruling class lived luxurious lives and owned most of the land. On the other hand, the peasantry, or common people, worked long hours for little pay and had very few rights. But the seeds of change were already being planted. During the Renaissance, there was a growing interest in classical learning and a renewed focus on human potential. This movement eventually led to the Age of Enlightenment, which emphasized reason, individualism, and human rights. These ideas challenged the traditional power structures of the Middle Ages and paved the way for new forms of government and society. So remember, even when times are tough and things seem unfair, don't give up hope. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep fighting for a better world. The next lesson comes from ancient China. During the Han Dynasty, China became a major center of trade and cultural exchange along the Silk Road. The Han Dynasty also developed advanced technologies such as paper and gunpowder, and made significant advancements in fields like astronomy and mathematics. Most importantly, the dynasty established a strong central government and a merit-based civil service, which helped to ensure stability and prosperity for centuries to come. The Chinese inventions spread to the rest of the world. Paper made sharing ideas easier. Gunpowder changed warfare. And advancements in math and astronomy helped people understand the world around them better. China's inventions improved lives and sparked new ideas everywhere. Next, we travel to ancient India, where we see how Hinduism taught people to believe in one ultimate reality, that all religions essentially teach the same thing. Different paths lead to the same goal. This idea of unity is found in many religions, including Buddhism, which started in India. Around 500 BCE, Siddhartha Gautama, known as the Buddha, taught a path to end suffering. He taught about karma and reincarnation and the Four Noble Truths. Buddhism spread to many countries, influencing art, culture, and daily life. It brought people together and helped them find peace. Our eighth lesson comes from the Islamic Golden Age. After the Muslim conquests, a new civilization emerged in the Middle East, North Africa, and Spain. This Islamic Golden Age lasted from the 8th to the 14th century and was a time of great intellectual and cultural flourishing. Muslim scholars made important contributions to mathematics, astronomy, medicine, and philosophy. They also built magnificent mosques and other public buildings and sponsored extensive trade networks. Many of their scientific instruments improved healthcare and daily life. During this time, Muslims respected other religions and cultures, allowing many non-Muslims to study and contribute to society. Overall, the Islamic Golden Age was a remarkable period of cultural and scientific achievement that left a lasting legacy on the world. Now we move to Europe in the 14th century, where we witnessed the beginning of the Renaissance. This cultural movement marked a transition from the medieval period to the modern age, emphasizing human potential, classical learning, and artistic expression. The Renaissance saw the emergence of brilliant artists like Michelangelo and Leonardo da Vinci, whose works continue to inspire awe and wonder today. This era also witnessed significant advancements in science and exploration, with pioneers like Nicolaus Copernicus challenging long-held beliefs about the solar system. The Industrial Revolution was a major turning point in history. It started in Britain in the late 18th century and spread to other parts of Europe and North America. New machines and energy sources like steam power and coal transformed the way goods were produced, leading to mass production and increased efficiency. The Industrial Revolution brought about major changes in how people lived and worked. Cities grew rapidly as people moved there for factory jobs. New social classes emerged, including a growing middle class and a working class. While this era saw significant advancements in economic growth, it also brought challenges like pollution, poverty, and poor working conditions. And finally, we arrive at the modern age, a time of rapid technological advancement, globalization, and cultural change. The 20th century was a dramatic period marked by two devastating world wars, the Cold War and significant advancements in science and technology. Major events like the fall of the Berlin Wall, the terrorist attacks of September 11th, and the rise of social media have shaped the world we live in today. Looking back, we see both progress and challenges. From space exploration and medical breakthroughs to climate change and ongoing conflicts, the decisions we make today will shape the world of tomorrow. As we reflect on our journey through time, we realize that history is not just about dates and events. It's about understanding the forces that have shaped our world and the choices we can make to build a better future. From the ancient civilizations of Mesopotamia to the modern world, we've seen how knowledge, unity, creativity, and justice have been key to success. At the same time, we've witnessed the dangers of greed, corruption, and unchecked power. What do we take away from this incredible journey? Perhaps it's the realization that history is full of cycles, of civilizations rising and falling, of lessons learned and forgotten. But most importantly, it's about the potential for renewal and rebirth. Just as civilizations have risen from the ashes of their predecessors, carrying forward the lessons of the past and building on the achievements of their ancestors, we too have the power to create a better future. The past is not just behind us, it lives within us, guiding us toward tomorrow. The question is, will we learn from it? The choice is ours. Thank you for joining us on this extraordinary journey through time. May the lessons we've learned inspire us to create a future that honors the achievements of those who came before us and paves the way for generations to come.